I want to help you have the best season of running yet. So to do that, in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 under-discussed high-level concepts that are really going to help you make the most of whatever season that you are about to embark on. So whether or not that's maybe a fall marathon or some other big fall race that you might have, now is the perfect time to start thinking about how you can stack the deck in your favor and have an excellent fall season. First, let me just say thanks for watching. I'm Jason Fitzgerald. I'm a USA Track and Field certified coach. I'm a host of the Strength Running podcast. And once upon a time, back in the day, I ran a 2:39 marathon after competing for Connecticut College in cross country and track. So that's the face behind the Strength Running YouTube videos. Now, let's get into how you can have the best season of your life. Tip number 1 is actually what happens in the season before your big season that's upcoming, because running is cumulative. It builds on itself, just like compound interest in your savings account. So if you want to become a good runner, it's really important to always be working on becoming a good runner. So if you want to run a good fall race, the success of that fall season really begins now in the summer months. It begins with the season before the season. So no matter what it is, whether you're training for a marathon or a 5K, the season before the season is critical. And what I'd love for you to do is focus on having a good season. Now, that can mean a lot of different things. If it's a base training season, maybe you focus on just running high mileage, getting stronger, and just otherwise spend a lot of time running without necessarily focusing on your performance. But it could not be a base training season. Your season before the season might be a 5K training season where you are trying to get fast over 5,000 meters, even if you're a marathoner. In fact, I love to see marathoners train for a short, fast race like the 5K, because that speed really does a great job at helping lower your marathon time. After all, you're getting better, you're getting faster. Faster runners are gonna run faster marathons. So whatever season that you're planning for out there in the fall, right now is the time to focus on the current season. Make this a good one, build on it, and your fall season is going to be great too. The next thing I want you to do is to think a little bit outside of your personal bests only as races. You have personal bests within the realm of training as well. You could set a personal best with your weekly mileage or your monthly mileage, or even you could zoom out even more and think about quarterly or annual mileage. You can also think about how consistent you are with strength training. Maybe you're very sporadic or inconsistent with your strength training, and a training PR for you could be to lift weights twice a week for an entire season to see how that makes you feel. Maybe you're someone who doesn't run strides or do a dynamic warm-up before your run. Let's make those habits, and you can set training PRs in that way. Because if you want to do something you've never done before in a race, you usually have to do something that you've never done before in training first. And that usually means setting some type of training personal best. So think about your mileage, think about your strength training, think about all those little things that aren't actually so little, like strides and dynamic warm-ups. And if you're a runner who can get so consistent with those that they just become second nature, they become a habit, you are gonna have an excellent season because you're building strength, you're building consistency, and ultimately you're becoming a better runner. Those PRs in the races that you're hoping for are going to practically set themselves because you now have become such a more consistent, stronger, more athletic runner. This video is sponsored by Gooder Sunglasses. I'm Jason Fitzgerald for Gooder. Our newest sponsor is Gooder Sunglasses. Well, I'm not just a spokesman for Gooder, I'm also a client. Look, I'm not gonna pretend. You guys know that I've been wearing Gooder sunglasses in my videos for years. I don't need them to sponsor my YouTube channel, but I'm thrilled that they finally are. Gooder sunglasses are my favorite sunglasses out there. They're made for running, there's no slip or bounce because of the technology that they use, and every single pair is 100% polarized, so you're gonna protect your eyes out there from the sun. But most importantly, you're gonna look amazing. You're gonna look good bombing down the trail or the road, and even if you fall on your face on the trail and smash your sunglasses, you're gonna be able to easily replace them because they're very affordable. Gooder sunglasses only start at $25 per pair. And I love that Gooder is a carbon neutral company. They donate 1% of profits to environmental causes. They're just a great company doing good things for the running community. And if you'd like to get free shipping on your next pair of hot Gooder sunglasses, go to gooder.com/strengthrunning, and that's where you can see the special offer they've put together for our YouTube subscribers. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee, but I really don't think you're gonna need it. Enjoy your Gooder sunglasses. Go to gooder.com/strengthrunning, and you'll be able to get free shipping on your next order. Thank you, Gooder, for sponsoring our YouTube channel. Finally, the last aspect of your training that I want you to think a little bit more critically about is cross-training. Most runners don't want to hear this because we're runners. Would rather be cross-training. Wait, strike that, reverse it. Would rather be running because we're runners. There we go. And I totally agree. I mean, I'm a runner. This is my happy place right now, out here on the trails, taking a little bit of a break to film this video for you. But cross-training can help bridge the gap between where your fitness is right now and where you'd like it to be at some point in the future. And if you're a runner who maybe struggles with injuries, or you just struggle to get your mileage up to a higher level, all these capacity building workouts like long runs, overall mileage, the frequency of your running, trying to run 6, maybe 7 days per week. Some high-end runners run more than 7 times per week because they're running double sessions. That is very advanced, and for a lot of runners it's kind of impossible, but we can bridge the gap with cross-training. I really love cycling. I love the elliptical. Pool running is also a really great option. And these forms of cross-training, like I said, bridge that gap. They add all this aerobic development to your training. So if you're someone who struggles with trying to get your mileage up, this is a really helpful way of doing it in a way that's going to help you get more endurance. And the best part is that there's virtually no injury risk with cross-training. Unless you're falling off your bike or potentially hyperextending your hamstring or something when you're pool running in the pool, those are still pretty hard injuries to get as long as you're being somewhat careful. So I think this is a really amazing strategy for injury-prone runners. And in fact, I did this myself when I was in college. I was running with guys on the team who were capable of running 100 miles a week, and my body just broke every time I ran that much volume. But I just couldn't keep up with them unless I had that extra aerobic development. I got so strong from running high mileage that I was able to really improve my workouts and race performances, but I just couldn't get up to those high mileage numbers. And so I added pool running and cycling to my training program, and it did wonders. It was actually pretty incredible when you structure the cross training in a very similar way to your running. So if you're gonna go for an extra easy run, but you're worried you might get hurt, you might do that easy run on the bike. And it might be a very similar duration, but the key is to make the effort about the same as well. Maybe on the bike or with pool running, you can go a little bit harder. You can get your heart rate up a little bit higher just because there's so much less mechanical stress, the impact on your legs. So the injury risk is far lower, but the benefits are still there. And there's a high amount of carryover from things like cycling and the elliptical and pool running over to your running. Of course, we're not going to plant potatoes and harvest carrots. You have to run to be a good runner, but the cross training can be the icing on the cake that helps get your performances to the next level. Now I want to tell you why I'm filming this video. I have seen so many runners take a season off of running. Maybe they get injured and then they're rushing their marathon training. Or maybe they take an easy off season where they're barely running at all, and then they have 18 weeks to get ready for a half marathon or a marathon. The whole point of running is that it's cumulative, it builds on itself. Your fitness today influences what you're capable of tomorrow. And so if you are a performance-oriented runner where you want to run fast, you have a time goal, you're trying to qualify for something, then we have to really prioritize the season before the season. And that's tip number one that I think is the most important in this video. So let's try to make running a consistent habit, a lifestyle, and that way you are gonna become the best runner that you can potentially be. And I think that is one of the most exciting propositions that we can explore as athletes. So if you got some value out of this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I don't want you to miss any. After all, I am cutting my run so that I can film this for you. And I didn't show this, but just a minute ago, I was filming and tripped and fell on my face. So we're all having fun out here, huh?